Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books. We've been covering a lot of what's been going on with Disney, Disney Plus, Marvel, Star Wars, and I'll tell you something, it's kind of hard to believe, but it's not that hard to believe. Marvel and Star Wars fail again, not on the top 2022 streaming charts. She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel didn't make the list, neither did Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. How is this even possible? Did you know that they spend $25 million per episode to make Star Wars shows and to make Disney Plus Marvel shows? How can they be spending that much money and not getting high-ranking shows with franchises that are known and were beloved worldwide? Because they're mismanaging the franchises, maybe? I mean, tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's get into this article. Before we do, please be sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up. Let's get into it. Marvel and Star Wars fail again, not on the top 2022 streaming charts. She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel didn't make the list, neither did Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. Here is more evidence both Marvel and Star Wars are a big bust for Disney Plus, as both franchises didn't make the Nielsen 2022 streaming charts. Can you believe it? I mean, you can believe it because people don't love these shows. They had this agenda with putting in inclusion stuff that was never supposed to be a part of the franchises. Of course, you can have Lando Calrissian was black. You can have female characters. You can have characters of every race and gender and type. But you can't undermine what the franchise is about just to put representation in the franchises. Nielsen released its 2022 Top 15 original streaming list and the 2022 Top 15 overall streaming list, where no Marvel or Star Wars shows appear whatsoever. You might try to argue that Disney Plus is simply not as large as, say, Netflix, but that argument doesn't hold up, as 3 Disney Plus shows did make the list, but again, not Marvel or Star Wars. What does that tell you? It tells you fans aren't watching it. In 2022, Marvel released Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, I Am Groot, Werewolf by Night, and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. For Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Andor were released along with episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, and we can throw in Willow, which was from Lucasfilm as well. Why aren't fans watching Marvel and Star Wars? So what happened? Marvel and Star Wars stopped catering to their core fan base and, of course, let politics interfere. You know, it's understandable that, especially because they're making a lot of content, they have a lot of contributors, they kind of need to expand what the brand and the franchise is all about. But it's even more important to be focused on what the core of what Star Wars is all about, on what the core of what Marvel is all about. I did a video recently talking about this with Kevin Feige explaining, well, look, to be part of the Marvel universe, any project can be part of the Marvel universe. All it needs is 2 things. 1, we've got to slap the Marvel logo on it. He literally says we have to put the Marvel logo on it. That's not really a fair criteria. 2, they have a seed of an idea that comes from something in the comics that they've published in the last 80 years, which means it doesn't need to be anything to be part of Marvel. And similarly, that seems to be the attitude of Star Wars. Just put the logo in and grab something out of Star Wars and just make up whatever you want. Marvel and Star Wars are no longer about cool superheroes or Jedi versus Sith, but about sending a message that most fans have rejected. Will things improve? Fans are hoping Kevin Feige's awful approach to Phase 4 is over with the upcoming releases of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which kicks off Phase 5, and Secret Invasion looks like it's got a lot of promise, but there is the Marvels, Ironheart, and possibly even the X-Men 97 animated series that might be just as terrible as anything from Phase 4. If you're looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, let me know. I know a lot of people are. I've heard good things potentially about it, but the Marvels, no one's expecting anything good. If you're expecting something good from the Marvels or something bad, definitely let me know in the comments below. And Ironheart, I mean, do I have to even ask? Please let me know your thoughts on Ironheart. Things might be looking up with Star Wars, with The Mandalorian Season 3 getting released in March, and Ahsoka, both from Jon Favreau, but Skeleton Crew about a group of kids might be a bit iffy, and The Acolyte could be on par with Kennedy's The Last Jedi, The Book of Boba Fett, and Obi-Wan. Acolyte probably won't be good. I have another article to do on that soon. Topping the Nielsen Originals chart for 2022 includes Stranger Things, Ozark, Wednesday, and Cobra Kai. We do see there's an audience for superhero shows like The Boys and The Umbrella Academy make the list, so there's no excuses for Marvel or Star Wars. Topping the 2022 overall chart includes Stranger Things, and 3 Disney Plus programs making the list, including Encanto, Bluey, and The Simpsons. Simpsons is fun. It's still fun to watch. Best thing on FXX. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Do you think that Marvel can possibly turn this around? Do you think they're just going to continue to deliver woke shows that people really don't want to watch? Do you have any explanation that I can possibly understand as to why it costs $25 million to make a Marvel show for Disney Plus when it cost around $3 million in 2014 to make a Marvel show for Netflix? How did they get the price up so high? Where is all that extra money going? Who gets that extra money? And how can they ever be profitable if they spend all this money making these shows, but people don't really watch them? Did you know The Sandman only costs $15 million to make? And that was a show that Netflix wasn't sure that they wanted to renew, because even though it was incredibly popular for Netflix, they weren't sure it was quite worth spending the money. But Marvel can spend $25 million on any Disney Plus, Marvel, or Star Wars show like it's nothing. Yet that is something that Marvel doesn't even bat an eye about or think twice about. You know, there's this proxy war coming up where basically Nielsen, an activist investor, is fighting for changes along with Ike Perlmutter, previously from Marvel, backing him up to see these changes happen. Bob Iger has got till February 8th, the next earnings report, to make some kind of announcement of some kind of a change in strategy, which it's been expected is going to result in tremendous layoffs at Disney. We just did a video yesterday. Hasbro is laying off 1,000 people, which is 15% of their workforce. How many tens of thousands of people is Disney going to lay off? How is Disney going to save money? Every media and entertainment company and tech company are doing these massive layoffs. Where's Disney's layoffs? Well, they're definitely going to start coming. They're going to come soon. You know, just to lay off thousands and thousands of people also doesn't necessarily make for a more successful business. Warner Brothers Discovery just announced they're done with their massive layoffs. They didn't even need a year to do it. They've handled that kind of business before. Warner Brothers Discovery acquired a company called Scripps, which was about a $15 billion deal. They merged them together. They had some layoffs. They figured out how they were going to integrate their operations. That was done years before they took on the merger with Warner Media. So the management team of Warner Brothers Discovery actually knew what they were doing. They were actually focused on making money, not just ideology. And that's why you see in less than a year, Warner Brothers Discovery has been able to get through all these layoffs. Their stock at Warner Brothers Discovery is up 60% in the last 30 days. Disney stock since January 1st is up something like 20%. Good for them, but they have so much trouble ahead of them. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you expect that these Disney and Marvel shows and Star Wars shows are not rating well on Nielsen? Do you think they have a chance at turning things around? Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.